Welcome, guys. This is Sunday night's episode of Mystics and Lunatics. Again, of course, it's Anna and Andrea, and we haven't seen each other in 40 seconds.
Hello, everyone.
Again. Well, Andrea, take it away, Julia. What Jewish man used to say in Gayburn? And it,
Roll it, Colette.
roll it there, Andrea. Roll it.
Well, this is actually a question really based for you, Mick. I thought it was actually very interesting.
Okay.
So,
God, this is going to be good.
hi, the Magic 3. Need a podcast for every day, please. I absolutely love listening. Mick,
Thank you for what I have to say. Thank you so much for that lovely.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. That is
Mick,
beautiful.
I know you have just become a Rahani teacher. Could you help me as I trained in Rahani a year and a half ago? I feel I'm not getting it right. I feel scared and my mind wanders. And I know I am not opening and closing safely, or maybe it's incorrect. When we met our Rahani guides on the bench, there was no one there on my bench. I wanted to reach out for guidance. Thank you, Jessica.
Jessica, oh my God, that's a lovely question. It is. First of all, well, my experience was that when they said someone's on the bench, I just took the first name that came in. The name just came to me, Roisin, and she was my celestial angel, and that has stuck with me. So I didn't actually see anyone on the bench either. So, but the name Roisin came to me, so I ever since she's been around, and Jessica, I want you to ask her. Do it again, just ask for a sign. Now, as regards opening and closing, I have a ritual that I do for when I'm doing reading. So I do that. It's the same thing as I said about the powerful protection prayer to Our Father, the Hail Mary. Like what you do. Same thing, and Andrea, what you do. So I would that, and I would.
The Archangel Michael.
Well, lads, talking about him. There he is, guys.
Oh, wow.
I don't do the podcast without him sitting there beside us, guys. But yeah, so I would like Angel Michael prayer, and then I would. Well, before that, I always sage the room where I'm doing it. It was normally in the room of light, so the sage the four corners and Paula Santos and put my holy water on. But if she wants to, she can contact me on Ramblings of a Gobshite on the Instagram page, and I'll send her. I give her my number. I ring her and I talk her through it because there's a lot of stuff in it and I guide her through it. I always say how when I do it, I can always when I'm doing it and we do the symbols on our hands, I can feel the heat going through my hands into the people's bodies. And I do ask them at the end, did you feel the heat? And they do. So, but you're not going to feel the heat everywhere. You only feel it in certain places. Mainly on when I'm working on the temple and I'm using calling in Uriel or Zadical to remove negativity and that. So yeah, but now again, everyone is different and everyone do their own thing. When I'm doing it, I will always get loads of messages as well. So, but I will talk to Jessica. Jessica, I will chat you. I'll give you my number and I will chat you and I'll give you as much help as I can.
I do feel there's a lot of fear coming in.
I was going to say that. I'm picking up on that.
Yeah, that it's coming from her, that there's a lot of fear and worry. And that is something that she needs to work through, having more confidence.
She's over. They're telling me here, Andrea, that she's overthinking it. That's what they're telling me.
That's exactly.
That's the words they're telling me.
She's something wrong, but she's afraid of bringing something in.
Yes, she's
it's
overthinking
like putting
it.
up a wall. You have a window there. That's what you've done. You put a window in. You can see it, but you're not fully letting them in. You're not opening the door. You're looking at them through the window.
No, you're like these people that
and also, she needs to imagine as well. The Archangel Michael prayer. Have you the one I gave you, Mick?
Oh, I have the Archangel Michael prayer. I have that for years on. Yeah.
Well, will you give her that one? And she needs to imagine she's surrounded before she does her stuff. Imagine that you're surrounded with bright light.
Yes.
And when she's doing it, she needs to ask only the white light, the bright spirits, nothing negative coming in, nothing whatsoever, just the bright light of whatever she works with, Paul, Priya, Blessed Virgin, God, Jesus, whoever. just ask for that, because sometimes they can fool you, but you must make sure you ask for the bright light.
That's why when I'm doing mine, I always ask for God provide me with a strong connection 3 times. But I also say, Archangel Michael, keep away all trickster energy during this healing and reading 3 times. Because I
Now, she
remember I
did
picked up.
also send another little, not a message, but just something to add. She said that unfortunately she lost one of her friends recently. It was quite a shock, and she finds it so very true what we've all been saying about the vibrations and energy changing. And she just wants everybody in the podcast that is listening to hug your loved ones and tell them that no matter how dark the mind is, it's always okay to reach out to people. And she's sending everyone a lot of love and light.
She is a beautiful soul.
She is, yeah.
She is a lovely soul, yeah.
And we just want to give our condolences as well.
Yeah, to her.
It's never easy to lose anybody at any time. And if she needs anything, she can reach out to any one of us or all of us here on the podcast for a chat.
Yeah.
And what I'm picking up is she will be a good, or is a good healer. But
she is.
Believe in yourself.
That's the big thing they're telling me. She's not believing in herself. Yeah, you know.
And she needs to do
but
that.
Right now,
she reminds me of the don't believe. And your man going into the sweet shop. Can I have one of them? Can I have one of them? No, I have one of them.
Mick, sorry, before you finish, welcome in the fairies. They're here.
Oh, lads, I love the fairies.
This is the first time in a long time they've come in.
Ah, lads, how are ye all doing?
Sorry
lads?
for interrupting. Yeah,
no, but you reminds me of man in the sweet shop. I wonder. She doesn't know what she wants to do yet. She's there, but she can't make up her mind. But her biggest thing is believing in herself, and she has
but
it.
Spirit are also saying for her right now is a huge time of healing for her within herself as well. So not to be too hard on herself.
No,
because
especially in this energy, and the energy that's there at the moment.
At the minute.
Yeah.
You need to work on yourself, and when you're able to, then you can work on others.
She needs to serve from the saucer, not the cup.
Yeah. There's a letter going to come to somebody. But the letter, there was a massive delay or it got lost someplace. But the letter's coming from somebody that has passed over. But when they were alive, they sent this letter.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And
okay, Anne.
This person is going to receive a letter, and it'll be a bit of a shock.
That's not for Jessica, is it?
No, that's not for Jessica.
For somebody else. Okay.
For somebody else. And I think the name, the letter P is in the name. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a male, Anne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, we did get another
Please,
message. Oh no, that's right. That one's gone. That's okay. Just somebody else had reached out, a lovely girl, saying that she felt the energy of her granddad coming in last week as well.
Yeah, because they do come in, always come in.
And which guy was he now? Because there was a few in last week, there was, lads.
It was, when we were talking about the bird, somebody sent us a message about the bird.
Oh, yeah, the robin, yeah.
She felt that she was getting signs as well, and that her granddad was coming in.
Yeah, and that's it. They're there with us all the time, lads. It's beautiful. Like, the robin sits in my basketball ring every morning.
Did I ever tell you about the robin that came into our house, Mick?
I don't recall that, Anne.
It was one morning, I don't know why, I used to go shopping at 9 every Thursday. Now, Andrew's taken over the shopping.
Yeah, I'm a big girl now.
Yeah.
And you have a car.
Yeah, that's why I've taken over the shopping. Not by choice.
But I'd always be up early and, take it out to me even getting up at times.
Well, no offence, but when you work 5 days a week and you have 2 days off, sometimes you want to have a lie-in. You don't want to hear...
Do you know what you should call me? Crash and Bang.
That's what we should call her, because it's the dog's barking, mum is singing, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just want to roll over and go back to sleep.
Well, I get up and go to bitch and stitch. Well, I can't say that on paper. That's what I call it.
Knitter and natter.
But one morning I was dead late getting up. Oh no, we weren't. It was in the summer, and I would call in to Mary and the girls for a cup of tea in the where we do the group. But I was so late getting up, and I went to do the shopping, and usually Pete would be there to put the food in the freezer we need out in the shed. So I was late getting up, but just something happened. And when I went down, I brought coffee to the girls from one of the brewers. And the girl said, "You're awful late, Anne." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't ask me what happened." So anyway, we went off and done my shopping, and I came home. And Peter says to me, there was a bird in on the kitchen door, and he'd done his business. I said, "On the door." And I said, "No, that's okay. It's lucky for a bird to come in." It was a robin. So anyway, he says to me, now, usually Pete would have the stuff in the freezer 2 hours before. And he says, "Do you smell smoke?" I says, "No, but I see a lot of smoke everywhere." So he ran out and down, not the house beside us, the next one. And he was bang, bang on the door. Young fella came out with headphones on. He says, "Where's your mother? Are you lighting something?" And he says his sister was lighting paper.
She was putting out the ashes, and she put the hot ashes into the bin by mistake. She didn't know they were hot when she was cleaning the fire, and put them outside in the plastic bin.
And the bin was beside
the
oil tank.
And also they had new glass patio doors put in, like the plastic rim on them.
Yes, yeah.
So the doors were starting to melt as well.
No, the doors took fire. Whatever happened, the flames were coming in the kitchen. The mother just had a baby. Baby was only wasn't that old. The other daughter was upstairs with the mother, young fella, and Peter. When he knocked on the door, you could see the kitchen full of smoke.
Yeah.
And Pete says, "Get out, get out, get out, get out," and he got it out. Now, why was I late? Why was the robin in the house? Forewarning us.
Yeah, because usually Dad, once he has the shopping and his kind of afternoon jobs done, he'd sit in the sitting room and have his lunch and his coffee. So he wouldn't have seen the smoke because the smoke would have been out the back.
It's not always the way, though, Anne. Everything for a reason.
Well, if that wasn't our house, the whole block was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And even if you're late, guys, or you get stuck in traffic, there's always a reason for it. Like, the universe is preventing something or doing something else for you.
I was coming in from my boyfriend's house today because...
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, sorry, that was a secret. I'm helping minding his dogs while his parents are away, and I was coming in, and the road was 100, and there was 5 cars in front of me, and the first car was doing 40 on the 100 road, and 1 or 2 cars were beeping on it. But in my mind, I was sitting there saying, "No, we're supposed to be going this slow for a reason. There's a reason why we're not supposed to get to where we're going."
Yeah, I find that when I'm doing that, when I'm driving, and normally 9 times out of 10 I'll be a speed van around the corner.
Well, I put iRadio on and I just enjoyed my slower drive home, and it didn't bother me. But I know there was people there that was probably getting wound up. But in my mind, if they only knew that there was a reason they had to be late.
Yes, and that is it, guys, and that's the difference between.
You won't be worrying.
Yeah.
People who living in 3D are getting so tetchy, and they're getting everything. Everything is a drama. Everything is a problem with them. So the irritability, they don't know why. It's like people being in our company, guys. They can't be in our vibration. They find it very hard to be in our vibration.
Mick. Yeah, they don't. Like as I was saying today down at the thing, and like we had to change venues because there was something wrong with the electrics in the other place, but the energy and the talk, and it was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. Change happens for a reason.
Oh God,
If
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
if you sleep in and you're late for work, yeah, it's a nuisance, but there was a reason why you weren't supposed to be on the road or walking or doing whatever you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, yeah. So I said
Yeah.
it breaks a bigger fall, guys. It breaks a bigger fall. It does. I always say
I
that, yeah.
remember
My mother always said that.
one time in Castlebar when I was going to work, and I had to work very early. I used to mind children, and I'd have to go very early, and it was a really lovely sunny day. And as I was walking up, there was this car coming up behind me, but they had built all new roads everywhere. To do it in every town. And this fella says to me, how do I get such a place? Because you would be able to go the old road. And I was explaining to him. And he says, do you know where you are? I says, I do, but you don't, so feck off. And it was so rude. But as I was coming up, there was a car following me. And there was this woman out cleaning her windows. And he kept, and I says, God rest Chrissy. I says, Chrissy. And she went out and she had the brooch. And she says, I'm going ringing the guards. Second time in my life I was followed.
Well, you're probably followed a lot more and you didn't even realise it.
Yeah, but I want to, if you don't mind, to go on another serious note.
Go on, Anne. Yeah, go on.
And I says it before on this programme. I'm going to ask people in the workplace, if you are being bullied, please stand up for yourself. Teach your children not to bully other children at school.
But it's not just at school. Sometimes when people get older, you could have a lot going on in your life, and I'm not defending anybody, but you can bring that with you. You wear your problems sometimes, and you go into work and you take it out on everyone else. And you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. But that's sometimes where a lot of the workplace issues can come from as well. Somebody is so full and festered with negativity that it's your problem and it's Mick's problem and it's Mary Jo's problem.
But that's
It
the
shouldn't
energy
be
that
like
they're in.
that.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
energy that they're in. Like, and they don't realise that's the energy that they're carrying around with them all the time. And that energy permeates out to everybody, guys. The same as if you're smiling and you're happy, well, that energy permeates out to everyone. So
Well,
you
Mick,
have to be
I've
watching.
dealt with a lot of people that were bullied and people that were severely bullied.
Yes, I get that, Anne. Oh, God, yeah.
You know, and people were on the brink of, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do, Anne. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, like, I'm asking parents or anybody just listen, please tell your children, and if you go to work, be mindful of somebody that's not able to take it.
No one knows what anyone else is carrying with them, guys, and no one knows what they're going through. So a kind
No.
word goes a long way. And that's what the difference between the 3D and 5D is: unconditional love and kindness and gratitude. And that's the big difference. You
Well,
know.
we have to be very grateful this year for
But
them.
at the same time, if somebody is there giving you a hard time, it is very important as well, like in the workplace, that you follow protocol, that there is protocol there for a reason. If someone is bothering you, don't be afraid to go and speak to your manager or speak to somebody above you that can help. Because there's a lot of people out there that think, oh, if I go and say this now, it's like I'm telling. They don't want to be the one to be,
Yeah.
oh, she'll tell if we do something.
Yeah.
But you are actually protecting the person behind you that will go through it if you actually go and say something. Because there's always going to be someone after you. If someone's picking on you, they'll do it, they'll get bored of you, and then they'll move on to the next person.
But
Oh yeah, lads, bullies are cowards. Bullies are
Yeah.
cowards at the
Yeah,
end of the
bullies
day.
are
Like,
big cowards.
So if
and
you
as soon
can,
as you stand up to them, guys, they run. They run a
but
mile.
if you can go and make that complaint, get it out there, it could actually not just protect you, but protect the
Other
person
people.
coming in
Yeah,
the door
yeah,
behind you.
yeah.
But I noticed going back years ago when we were going to school, And there was never any of that because people had nothing to bully anybody about. People had very little.
But you had your own worries. How were you go to eat your dinner? Did you have enough money? Things that people aren't worrying about. Well, we are worrying about it now, but a lot of people are going in with a face like a slapped arse, excuse me, but
Or like a personality of a wasp in a bottle, lads.
and they're taking their problems out on other people.
Yeah. Do we talk about there was a lady, she used to make the lollipops, and when you think about it, we used to go and pick up the lolly sticks in the street. Now, I'd say she'd have feck all washing on them, but she used to make the wrong, and they were lovely, and we used to call her Mama Lollipop.
Yeah.
And we never got sick of anything, you know.
But a great thing to say to a bully or something like that, lads, is I afford you the charity of my silence. That puts them in their box, lads. I
Well, I have
afford
another
you
great saying
the
I'd say to
charity
them, but
of
I'm
my
not going to say
silence.
it on the podcast. I'm not going to say bad language.
Yeah.
Two,
Well, now,
two
Andrea.
words. Two words.
2 words, and I know one of them is off.
The letter F and O.
Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
In
Absolutely.
my
Like.
work, I've dealt with a lot of bullies.
Oh, I worked in a job with a lot of bullies, trust me.
Yeah, I'd say so, Mick.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, you know. And I worked with people that had hanged their mother to get to the next rank. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you had all that as well. You had, you know. But look, every one of these people crossed our paths for a reason, guys, and everyone crosses to teach us lessons, which is great, like, you know. But you know, that's what life is about, like.
You have to find your confidence. When I was in school, when I was in baby infants, my teacher wanted to hold me back here, didn't she?
Yeah.
She didn't think I was confident enough to go into the next year. But Mum said, no, she's fine. You will find your feet and find your confidence in the world. It will come. It happens for everyone at a different stage.
Well,
But
see,
Andrea, when
and
you start a baby room and people were saying that, well, you know, they baby first class.
yeah,
And people were saying, Mick, oh, you'll be crying, no, she'll be crying. And I says, oh, and that. And she was, bye, ma'am. I was meeting was crying.
well, see,
But,
Andrea's an old soul, like.
yeah, but she had a teacher that set her up for life.
And the same teacher, it's actually funny, she has passed since, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah, you knew she did.
I did not.
You did. I told you that. If it's the same teacher we're on about. Do not name anybody on the podcast. But when I was in first class, she sent a load of books to me when I got my tonsils out.
No, I'm talking about baby room.
No, I'm on about first class.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, she sent me a load of books when I wasn't well. I was ages out of school. I had awful problems with my tonsils. And she sent over books and she signed one of the books, you know, from this teacher and my classmates. And I was sorting out, Dad put up a bookshelf for me in the sitting room a couple of weeks ago. And I was sorting through all of my books. And lo and behold, in the middle of all of my books was the two
That's
books
lovely.
she'd given me.
And she
That's
also
lovely.
got, when she was born, a lovely plaque from the Sisters of Mercy in California and a book all around about the nuns in California. A Guardian of Angel plaque. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember being as a kid in first class and second class with it. Yeah, it's the only thing I can remember. One thing has been hammered by the nuns. It's the only one I remember. I'm a blank between 0 and 11, but I can remember that.
And then they're saying, empty vessels make a lot of noise.
Oh, I know. We had an Irish teacher used to walk by myself and another fellow in the middle of the room. And he said, this is the dead centre of the room because none of us got not a word of Irish between the two of us. And yet I still managed to get through the guards.
You did, and you done well.
I did, yeah, I did, yeah. Well, actually, I'm a great believer in that the Spirit took care of me. I didn't realise it at the time, but actually, I should have been killed twice in car chases. I should have been definitely killed twice, and I survived. You know what I mean? Like, you know, at one time I don't know how the car got around the bend. I don't know how it did. I just say I don't know how it did, but it did anyway. Yeah.
I keep hearing the brother.
Wasn't the Christian Brothers on? They hammered us as well, they did.
No. I think it's something to do with you, Mick.
Now that you're talking about that, you said that to me before in a reading that you done for me. You said about, and I have no brother, but you mentioned to me about a brother. Yeah, a brother. But that's come in twice now. That came in before the
Yeah.
reading you done for me. And we never figured out what it was.
Does Trish not know?
No, Trish doesn't know. No, I asked Trish. No, Trish hasn't got a clue, no.
And it just keeps saying the brother. Has Kyra got a brother?
Kyra has 2 brothers.
So, but that didn't make you their
Brother-in-law.
well, technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah. But it wouldn't be that, like, the brother, like, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I will ask Pacific.
Questions. Yes.
Yeah, and what that is.
No, that did come up before. I remember me and you when it was up in Castlebarwich and you done me cards and that came up and we were talking about it.
Hold on.
Go on,
Right,
see what else to say.
Maybe. It's maybe somebody that you meet. The brother will do your book.
Say that now again to me, Anne. Someone I will meet.
Their brother will do your book. So maybe the person that's going to do your book will have a brother that's passed on.
Or something, yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, the brother, yeah. Oh, well, that's the first thing that's come in. Like, we'll hold that, and we'll watch this space.
Because you know what I think of the poems, Mick.
I do, yeah. And I definitely, yeah. And I'm taking, yeah, absolutely.
Because when I was going to school...
Oh, actually, it was 2 weeks from now. I'm in Barcelona to finish off the album. Guys, can't wait.
Tony says, thanks for the book.
Oh, lovely. Okay, very good, yeah. Yeah.
But you remember the you know who was in the car, the nun?
Yes.
She thought you were great crack. Really?
Well, that's good. She didn't take offence. That's good. She didn't take offence.
No. Mick,
because I didn't mean offence.
No, if you can't laugh, you'll only cry. That's what I say.
You're the most how'd you say that word?
Innocent.
You're the most person that would never offend anybody. I'd say.
I hope not.
If you couldn't do a good turn, you will not do a bad turn.
Oh no, and I never do a bad turn. No. God, no, never. I don't understand people that do that, lads. I just don't get it. I don't.
Some people do it out of jealousy.
Oh no, there is that. There is jealousy, and there is people who are just bad anyway. Like I've met loads of them in my career. Like there's just people that are really bad. You know, and you can see it in their eyes, and that's where you see it. You know.
Oh yeah, you can see
it's like the lizard people.
The eyes are. How did they say it? The eyes are the mirror
the windows to the soul.
The windows
to the soul. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's
and then I've interviewed people for murder and stuff like that, and I've interviewed some people for murder, and they weren't bad people at all. Like they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and had just taken the wrong choice. But they weren't bad. But then I've interviewed other people that were bad, that were evil. Like you actually see it seeping out of them.
You could smell it. It'd be coming out of them.
Absolutely coming out of them. Yeah, absolutely.
You smell that.
Yeah.
That evilness. But I can't understand.
And sorry for interrupting you. What prison were you visiting, Mick?
Oh, I can't tell that story over the podcast. I can't.
No, but your mom was on about you're talking about interviewing somebody, and she's saying ask him about the prison.
Yes, actually, and you know why she's telling you that? Because it was Portlaoise prison where I'm from, actually. Okay. And I remember taking out this prisoner out of Portlaoise and bringing him up to Portlaoise station for a chat and a bit of crack. Yeah, I can't tell that story, no, I can't.
Mick, you can't hide from us.
I know that. Yeah, but that was that was some crack that day, lads. I had some banter that day, yeah.
I'd say that.
And she's asking as well about going for a 99.
Oh, Andrea, I used to love 99s. When I used to eat ice cream. I used to go up to Glendalough, and we used to cover the car park in Glendalough. And I used to always go over and get my chocolate dip cone. So you get a 99 and they dip it into chocolate. Oh. And lads, I'd sit. Well, I didn't realise I was dairy intolerant then. And but an hour after eating that, and I was dressed in a hoodie, and I like a tourist. I'd have a tourist back of me and we'd just be doing surveillance because all the cars were being broken into up there. And I'd be hanging around up there anyway. And after about an hour, I'd be sick. Oh my God. Not realizing it was ice cream that made me sick. Like, I'd be like, oh, no. I'd be blaming the car ride over the Sally Gap. Right, it was the car ride again. Yeah, it's not that. Sure, wasn't it? It was the fucking ice cream. And I'd be there and I ate this ice cream, working now, having a lovely ice cream, looking like a tourist, you know. And yeah,
There's
it was great
nothing
crack.
worse than being travelling and feeling sick.
Oh, and stop. It was terrible. But that's because I didn't realise I was dairy intolerant. Sir. I used to hop off the 99s, hop off them, lads. I would be. So your mammy is right, and just I'll tell you the story off air about
Gee.
the Port Leash one. I
Well,
will tell you that
Well,
story.
can I just say something before we sign off? I realised this evening that if I'm doing a clearance on somebody, it's actually going through me. I had to remember, I had to go to bed. My stomach was in knots.
Well, I know that you're saying that. I was doing a healing the other day, a Rahani one, and my stomach was growling for the whole thing. So there's
but
energy
that can
flowing through it.
happen both ways. For the
Yeah.
person healing, but also the person getting the healing done can have a very upset stomach afterwards.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. But the energy was no. Since I've done level 2, the Rahani is it's much stronger. I can feel it much stronger altogether.
I love
I
the
can.
Rehani healing. I have the certificate there. I done
Yeah,
the Rehani with Melanie.
yeah.
And
And it's great. I love practicing. I do
uh,
because
she
it's
says
great.
to me, I think she must have thought, because I know Paul's wife, Melanie, and Paul and Melanie would like to join us some night.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be
Yeah, of course.
brilliant
We'll
to get
arrange
that
it
set up.
then. And you arrange it. We just go do it, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but Melanie would say, and she's so soft and gentle. And she would come down, and you cannot be telling them their whole life story as you're working on them. I used to get carried away.
Because you're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
spirit led.
Yeah, and I'd be telling them. And he said, and then he wasn't supposed to talk. And then he'd be saying, oh, you know that. And then she would say, please be quiet, the others are working. But sure, I would get the run of myself, and but she was so lovely, and I really, really enjoy doing it. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a Reiki.
I like doing it now. I do, and I get a huge lot of messages from people when I'm doing it. So it's great. It's like a combination of both. Like it is.
So will we try and, I think they're in the Azores.
We'll sort that out with the time, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for either next week or the week, whenever they want. Like
Well, you might finish us up with another poem, Mick.
And it's
I
mine, 53. Dot, dot, dot,
oh,
dot.
53. Right. Okay, 53. No more overwhelm.
You
So
need
you're
to
lying
go
in the
the like
bed.
what we're talking about.
Yeah. So you're lying in the bed. Life is no longer here. The gates of heaven await. You have ended your career. Looking back, I can see nothing really mattered. All the overwhelm I felt, it just left my body battered. I tried to please you all. I tried to be the best. But eventually I did realize and done more things in jest. It took a while to learn to treat life like a game. Life was meant to be enjoyed without shame. All of you have all you have are memories. Make sure they are great, full of goodness and joy as you roll up to the gate. But I never figured out in the mirror as I look whether I was Peter Pan or was I Captain Hook. Now it's not important. I'm on the final mile. I ticked off all the things that made my life worthwhile. Lads, I haven't read that poem in 2 years. That poem is brilliant, guys.
Yes, very
That,
good. I love all the poems.
that poem is brilliant, guys. I love that verse, but I never figured out in the mirror as I look whether I was Peter Pan or was I Captain Hook.
That is
There
very
you go.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely, lads. A
Brilliant.
pleasure as always. And we'll say good night with love and light. And this
Love
podcast
and
is
light.
over.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, guys. All right. There
Make
we
sure
go.